Okay, let's start off with some standing warm up. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I've been talking about everything you do has to have purpose, yeah? Have to have a reason. So as I'm looking at it over the last couple of weeks, it's like, hey, right, that's making me study. So from the very beginning, you see people, right? I mean, even for us, right, this is the first move. So if everything has a purpose, right, and you have to think like, wow, what if you only have 5 minutes? What if all day you only had time for that 5 minute stretch in the morning, and that's all you're going to do? So you want it to relax your body, right? So relax is number one, right? You have to have stretch expansion while you're doing sung. We have to stretch the legs, right? We have to expand the stomach, right? We have to move the chi through the body. We have to flush. So right from the beginning, right, everything has a purpose. And if you go on YouTube and you watch the better people, right, you notice. Yeah. Oh, I gotta take her home too. You see them doing the same things in very specific ways. Okay? So from the very beginning, right, ankles just touching the kidney point. Okay? When you come down, you don't have to, but if you want to enhance it even more, when you come down, you can press the inside just gently. Okay? Hard to do it when you come up, but in the down position, if you gently press the inside, that's also going to help the energy to flow up. So if you learn about Kundalini energy, that's an energy that spirals from the center and drives up the spine and through the central channel. Yeah? But main thing, the kidneys, the ankles, just gently touching. Okay, bottom of the feet relaxed. And the first thing you have to do is take a gentle breath, not just H-U-H sound, yawn sound, yeah? And go, and just a small one. So the throat opens, the stomach expands, and you start letting everything go. Okay? So I brought this up maybe the last 2 weeks, right? Breath, ha, the ha sound. Right? And it makes sense, right? When you think, okay, why do the Polynesians, or at least the Hawaiian culture, use ha? And you say ha, right? You can feel everything letting go. The throat opens up. This relaxes. The diaphragm expands, but everything lets go. So before you can breathe out, you have to have a little air in, right? So the first lesson is breath is important. The bigger lesson is you have to let it go, right? So, so first lesson is let it go, relax. You wake up in the morning stressed, anxiety. Oh, hard to start the day, right? If you just like this. So the first lesson is breathe, let it go. So, right? And then expand and stretch. Feel the hips, the spine, and then think way up in the sky. Lift the heels up a little bit, and then right through the body. Feel with the palms that gentle resistance, and decide when you're going to rise. Let the hands fall right down. So if you're only doing one, you let the hands fall right here, right against the body. You go and you start watching the Tai Chi on YouTube, right? All these masters, you're going to notice when they step, the hand is always right here. We never did that, yeah? Yeah, it was never because nobody told us. Put the hands here. Just relax the arms. So if you're like this, right? It's like, it's okay if you look relaxed enough. But if you totally relax and your arms hang straight down and you bend, they're right at the side here. Okay. So breathe in, let go, and then expand. So slow, gentle stretching. We want to stretch the whole body. We want to connect to the chi up in the heavens, flow it through the body, through all our meridians, through our organs. Relax the bottom of the feet into the ground. And then we want to find where we're going to start rising. And then breathe in. Gentle breathe in. Push the knees back. Right? Stretch the back of the knees. And then ha. So then we start the cycle again. So just this first preparation. Right? Gently listening. Right? If you can make a big stretch and it's comfortable, great. So breathe in. Stretch the back of the knees and then ha. Right, so I'm adding an extra breath. Just gently stretch. Feel the spine stretching. Then drop the fingers down. Use the fingertips to direct through the center. Right? Relax. Fold the hip. And then you decide when you're going to rise. Right? And then breathe in. Stretch the back of the knees. And then ha. Okay? So just that first one. Oh, there's so much. You want to guide the chi down through your body. You want to direct with the fingertips. So when you come down, let the fingertips point to the top of the head, right in between about here. Right? You want to drop your shoulders and elbows. Right? You want to feel that little soap bubble like you're bringing down in the water. Let everything go, and then you want to decide when you're going to rise. As soon as you decide when you're going to rise, you feel everything flex a little bit. And that's all you need, right? Just to support your hands and down. So the coordination is you begin together, you end together, right? So the hands come down, you stand, you end together. But in between, right, you can change where it is. But you want to begin and end together, yeah? So you don't have to have that extra breath of stretching this back, but if you put it in, right, you're listening to this whole story, right? So one more time, right? Use the like yawning, right? So you don't want this to lift, right? And you watch when I breathe in, right? The shoulders are down, right? I don't lift, so use the yawn sound. Right, the ha sound. Elbows down. Feel the muscles, the spine expanding from inside. That light stretch. And ha. Drop your elbows and shoulders. Right? Feel that leverage. Let everything go. Relax the bottom of the feet, and then start to rise when you're ready. Hands come right down. Breathe in. Stretch. Ha. Let everything go, and then you decide when you're going to rise. You feel the whole body fill. Breathe in, stretch the knees back. Release the bottom of the feet. Start to feel the fingertips being pulled. Start to feel the legs heavy, heavy, heavy until you start to rise. Tilt the sternum up. Breathe in, stretch the knees back, and then let go. Okay? So the last one you do, especially the last one, right? In between you're flowing, so when you release it's ha. But you still want to feel that, just let go, but it's controlled. But the last one you do, ha. Yeah. Ha. Feel the thud on the ground. Feel the weight of your body like dropping a bag of rice, right? Just goes boom. You feel the little vibration, but you don't feel the bounce. Just, you want to feel the shoulders. Right? You want to feel over here. And you want to feel the bottom of your feet. Yeah. So listen to your body. If you're coming down and jerking back up, that means you're resisting. Yeah. So if you're going, you don't want it. You just want to, yeah. So if you're not sure, you make a bag of something heavy and just drop it. Just so it goes boom. Right? And you feel it on the ground, right? You feel that vibration under your feet. You just feel that boom, like, oh, that's what you want to be. Just, So, when somebody insults you and like, oh, you're just a bag of rice. So you're like, yeah. Right? Just, and you have to let go. So this has to let go. Okay. And then you practice, right? Like I talked about, you could be full from here, right? And you could come down, but you could still be full. Or you could let everything go, right? And then way at the bottom start rising. Still has to end together. So same thing with this, could be, or could be, right? So you practice all different levels. So everyday life walking is, right? Just unlocked. Right? So just, okay. Then your hands over here. And then to get into the form, right, we have to open our feet. So the rule is to pick up one leg, right? We have to not only shift to the other leg 100%, we have to fold, and we have to let this joint turn. Right? So you come down, right? You shift to your right, right? And then let this fold back, and then let it turn and relax. And as you let it turn, the heel will come out. Just focus only on here while you pick up the leg and a small step. Okay? And if you focus on here, you cannot take a big step. Right? So you just take that small step while your body is turned, and then you shift. Right? Then you come back up. Breathe in, that gentle breath. Push the knees back one more time. And now the small. Everything's unlocked. And then we would begin the form, whatever the form is. If the form is just practicing walking, that's the form. If the form is Yang style, if the form is Sun style, right? So the difference with our Sun style, the Yang and the Chen, right, it steps out. The Sun, 1, 2, right? So in the Sun style, you still have to shift to the right, right? Let this bend, let this turn, right? Let the body turn. But you don't have to step, you just have to swivel. Right? And then we're going to shift to your left side, let it turn and sink, and then let it swivel. And then you still come up. Your feet are at an angle, so you cannot go all the way up. Right? Just enough, relax. So if you relax, it'll straighten. Even with that little twist, and yeah, right there. And that's the starting form. Okay? So look at everything you do, yeah? Every movement. When we do martial arts, when we do training, right? Every movement has a purpose. Every movement. When I came up here, I used to play French horn. So one of my incentives for coming to Manoa is, I could join the orchestra. The bigger incentive, I could take lessons from the symphony players. So I was taking, my teacher was the second horn player. And if you've ever been in the UH band room, it's kind of a quadrangle, the courtyard. So I was there, I was fooling around, warming up before she came in, and she came up and said, I know I shouldn't say anything, this is your time. But if you're going to play, right, even if you're warming up and relaxing, just have the habit of don't fool around, because that becomes your habit, yeah? You're practicing mistakes. Make everyone count. I said, I know it's your time, but yeah. The first horn player, this guy Bill Vermeulen, he's just one of these what do you call prodigies, yeah? He just from young already. And I took master lessons when they visited, and his warm-up was he played the scale. I just played the major scale, played every note 3 times, but he had to play them perfectly. So, ba, ba, But if one wasn't perfect, start again. So the joke among the other was, because he was only like 20 years old or something, and he was the first horn for the symphony. I was like, oh, he made a mistake. And they laughed, right? Because he was so perfect at the time. Okay, so from the beginning already, right? You're starting that meditation. Remember, meditation, you meditate to clear the mind. You don't clear the mind to meditate. You meditate to clear the mind, yeah? So breath is important, then let it go. And then slowly expand, listen to the body, connect with the heavens, right? Through the body, connect with the earth, relax the bottom of the feet, right? Find that leverage, listen to the body, breathe in, and ha. Okay, so just from the beginning, everything counts, right? So you don't have time to do the whole warm-up. That's a warm-up. So you could do that getting out of bed. You could start that in bed, right? You lying down and right? And then right, in bed, right? Slowly expanding, right? Practicing sung, right? Sinking into the bed. Yeah. You could do that going to sleep. Sink into the bed, right? Yeah. Any distraction, acknowledge it, bring yourself back. Right? So just doing that beginning, right? You're doing the meditation. So you're clearing the breath, you're clearing energetically, right? You're trying to clear all the meridians. You're clearing the mind from the beginning, right? Am I calm enough? Oh, maybe I gotta do it 5 more times because I have so many distractions. So, right? And then, okay, now I can do one full breath, one full cycle, and be calm and happy and focused. Yeah. So on your own, right, in class, 3 times. On your own, you decide. Don't need to do it. Do different order. Do once. Do 10 times. That's all you're going to do. That's all you need. Yeah. And then you're doing Tai Chi. Your Tai Chi is not the prescribed structure of forms, right? The prescribed structure of forms is there so you can practice Tai Chi. And that's why the Sun style, he calls it Tai Chi, but it's his combination of Xingyi, Bagua, and Tai Chi. But he labeled it as Tai Chi. So Tai Chi is grand ultimate, right? Has everything from there. So in the chair, same thing, right? We can start from here. You can do slow stretching, or we can go back to where I used to only start from here. Okay. So no matter what, you start from here and walk the feet back. Right? So really looking at the structure. Right? So interestingly enough, now it's about form, but with real purpose. Yeah. So the first part, try to get the knees parallel. Try to get the legs parallel. So not too close, right? Relaxed. And try to get the toes pointing straight while we do this. And gently press toes down while relaxing the bottom of the feet. Holding this straight, right? So all the muscles are stretching, pressing into the earth, toes pressing down, and then relaxing while you're expanding. Relax as much as you can and try to hold it straight. And the reason for holding it straight is we're trying to stretch the muscles, get them to relax, and at the same time, right, we're all like this. One side is pulling more than the other. Somewhere is pulling more. So we're trying to hold it perfectly straight, alignment. Allow it to align, reteach the body to align. Okay? And then first you have to press physical, right? Big movement, feel this expand. And then when you're ready, imagine the bottom of the feet being pulled and sucked into the earth like this, just sitting, there's a vacuum right? There's a vacuum pulling your feet down. And while you're holding that, relax the hip and then unroll the spine. And then the top of the head being pulled, chin tilts down, neck pulls, aligns with the spine, dropping the shoulder down. Then expand. And in between, remember, ha. Because as you start to stretch and expand, this tightens up. You can feel that pull, so automatically you start to do this, right? So you have to realize, oh, relax, use the ha. Okay, pull the shoulders down and then relax, stretch, expand the fingers. And then finally the fingertips being pulled, cables being pulled, pulling, pulling, pulling. So everything in between, you just let go. Something else is pulling, suspending you. Something else is pulling. Something else is pulling. Take a deep breath. And ha. And then begin. Yeah, breathing in. Feel it pulling you forward, pulling the body forward. So if you move slow, you could actually exhale here, and then breathe in, and then exhale. Or you could just do one inhale, one exhale. Let everything go while you're still stretching. Breathing in, sinking back into center. Exhale, lift the sternum. And right here, feel all the joints relax. So in between the movements, right, there's expansion, and then you have to let go to transition. Right here, you have to let go because we're going to transition, right? And then we start expanding again. The body gets full, and then we have to let go. Even while everything's stretching. Right? And then right here, everything lets go, right? And then begin again. Really small things, but important. I feel the body full, and then down, just opening, loosen up the neck. Ha, let go. Begin again. Extend, feel it pulling the body forward, and then centering, letting go, and then again. Full, and then down. Okay, looking to the side, one hand up, one hand down, extend, breathing in, and ha. Breathing in, and let the lower hand just drop by the side of the knee, and ha. Right, let go, washing through the forearm. Let's just stare at the palm first, at the fingertips, or at the center of the palm. Exhale. Feel the warmth of the palm on the forearm. Let the other hand just drop to the side of the leg. Fingertips pulling, stretching. You start looking way out at the horizon past the hands. And last time, stare at the horizon. Come back to center, right in front of the throat. Turn the palms, lift the sternum. Body gets full, feel everything connect, and then you just start coming down, staring straight ahead. Right? You have to let all the joints go while you're turning. So there's that constant play of expansion and letting go. Constant breathing in and exhaling. Yeah. And down, sorry. Yeah. So pull back 3 times. Turn, pull. Focus on the shoulder blade, inside lower corner of the shoulder blade. Pull, stretch, feel the muscles under the scapula. And then come forward. Turn, rotate. Let the arms just hang right at the side of the body. feet pressing into the earth, fingertips stretching, top of the head suspended, gently pulling, and using the ha sound. One more time. All the way down. Relax, and then one side. And start thinking about the spine. Oh, well, listen to the legs first, right? As you turn, see how my knees go back and forth? You're still trying to keep the legs in that nice straight line. Let them pump back and forth. But then listen to the spine, and then pull the spine, or something pulling the spine, and then let go of the spine. And then pull the spine, let everything turn, and then let go. Relax, and then come forward. Pull the spine. Okay? Let the head turn, let the body turn. Release, and then pull the spine. Breathing in and let go. And then pull the spine to wind up. Pull the shoulder blade. Let go. And then pull and squeeze the shoulder blade and pull the spine and let go. Relax and do the other side. So pull the spine. Let go. And then pull the spine. Right? And pull the shoulder blade and let go. Pull the spine. And let go. So when you pull the spine, it's going to cause you to wind up. So when you let go, there's going to be that little spring action, right, as you let go. You just feel a little bit, right? And then come forward, pull the spine, and then let go. Right? You're going to have that whoop. Might be really small, but when you let go, you're just going to feel it's like you're letting go of a spring. Yeah. Breathing in, squeeze. All the way down. Yeah, one more time. Pull the spine, pull the scapula. Breathe in and let go. And then together, breathe in. Pull the shoulder blades forward and then front to back. And relax. And then loose. Right? So this one, just shake it out, just like shaking off water, right? Loose, loose, loose. Yeah. Just to relax the muscles, because it stretches so big. And then slow it down. And then put everything back. Right? So something pulling the fingertips up, breathing in, and then dragging the fingertips to create that circle. We're breathing in, elbows down, shoulders down, and exhale. Right? The palm is constantly turning. And then relax the hip, relax the spine, and then pull the spine in one direction, left or right, and let go. And then pull the spine, let the head turn, let go. And pull the spine. Okay, and then start to look straight ahead. So while you're turning, the neck has to turn. You're going to get a twist, right, in the neck if you look straight ahead. So pick one spot on the wall and just stare at that one spot the entire time. And then let it go. Right? So you go from just real even, right, one speed, right? And then you start pulling the spine, and then when you let go, you have this whoop come out, right? And then you relax, and then you just start playing with the movement. So if the body turns, right, the body could turn, 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 turn in one movement of the hands. Or it could be like, and then it could speed up and then slow down. Yeah? Right? So you start from the basic, right? Everything's the same, structured, to starting to let go, and then it just flies. Yeah? So you watch a bird, Oh my God, you guys have tons of parrots up here? Yeah. And I remember hearing this, Manoa Valley. They gotta have hundreds, yeah? No. Because I know I'm getting off subject, but Red Marino is standing in that line, right? And I look up, said, oh, parrots. You can tell, right? Because that long tail. And then you just see covey after covey after covey, like, gotta have hundreds. Yeah, I know they're a pest. They're a pest for, I think, Hawaii or the outer islands in the farms. Yeah, they go in, they're like locusts. They wipe out all the crops. Yeah, they're pests. But anyway, the reason I thought of birds is if you watch a bird flying, right? You watch the terns, yeah, or fairy terns. I don't know the Hawaiian name for them. And you watch like the Eva birds, right? When they glide, but then they'll flap, right? And then they'll glide, and then sometimes they'll flap, and sometimes fast, and then sometimes they'll bend, right? So they just naturally decide when to change their movement, right? How much energy they need, where they want to go, and when they just want to cruise. Right? Fish are the same way. Yeah? Fish will cruise, they'll just stop and float, they'll sink, and one time, boom, right? They'll just flex. Yeah? And then sometimes they just look at you really slowly, like, you don't belong here. So this movement is the same thing. Yeah, you just be calm, right? You do this. You think of what does a manta ray look like, right? Right? Yeah, right. Right. What does a manta ray look like, right? Or you need a little bit more power, right? Deeper breath, right? Larger and stronger, right? More resistance, right? To push yourself through. And once you do that push, then you can let go again. Yeah. Then you glide, right? Or it can just be really gentle, right? Right. And then can have turns, right? Right. Can move with the ocean, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. So every move is like that. So the first one, how to do the move, is guidelines, and then let go, and then play. Right? It's like, but don't get stuck in play like my granddaughter last night. Oh, everybody else retired, playtime done. She wasn't done, right? So you gotta know when to stop playing too. Because when the rest of the universe doesn't want to play, yeah, oh, then the storm comes out. I'm sure all of you heard her screaming last night for about 20 minutes. Was that bad? Okay, spine. So listening to the body, right, straight. You have tension, let it go, right? So if you need to, when you transition, at the minimum, everyone has the remember to breathe, remember to let it go, right? And then begin, right? Then begin. Connect, keep the knees and legs straight, stretch the lower back, open the hips, feet pressing into the earth, drop the shoulders and elbows, relax the wrist, and let the fingertips pull and stretch the arm. Take a deep breath and expand. And then right in front of the heart. And then transition. Bottom hand has to roll down. Feel everything connect. Right? Release every joint in your body so you can expand. The legs are pressing, sinking into the earth. Right? The top hand is stretching, plugging into the sky, and the bottom fingertips are plugging into the earth. And as you breathe, that breath goes from the above your head, through your head, all the way down through your body into the earth and back up again. Take a deep breath. And let everything go. And right when they pass, Right about here, all the joints have to relax. And then you start expanding. Gently timing the breath, feel everything open, feel the rib cage open. Feel it stretching down to the feet before you exhale. Try to pass right in front of the heart. And right where they pass, everything has to let go for the transition. And then you begin again, breathing in. And right here, everything has to let go, right? Transition, and then it gets full. And then right here, everything has to let go. Right? So if you listen to the joints, right, they have to release to be able to transition. Right? Right. If you don't transition, if you don't let go, then that's a lot of friction, yeah? And and then we move to the spiral. Nice deep breath using that yawn. And then pull the spine and drop the elbow. Pull the fingertip up. And then release the spine. And then pull the fingertip up, pull the spine, and lift and fall. And let go. And then pull the spine, look over the elbow, go over the arm, and right, let go. Pull the fingertip up, pull the spine, breathing in. Pull the spine, look over the elbow. One more time, and then we'll come back to center. Come back to center, right in front of the heart. Tilt the sternum up. Drop the shoulders. Breathe in, lift the sternum, and let go. And right at the bottom, all the joints have to let go. Press the feet, and release one side, and sink into the other hip, whichever leg, and just activate the palm. Yeah? Just using your hand to help pick up the leg, and switch leg. Just using, press and let go. So you notice when you pick up your leg now, the body doesn't move quite as much. So the more you start isolating and using this joint, right, that's the magic. It's like a magic button, right? If you focus just in folding and letting this joint fold, let it sink, and then do the movement, it's so much easier. So you don't think about picking up the leg. You think about, you have to stay here, and then you do whatever you want to do, but you have to stay here. Yeah? And then palms, right? So even if the hands are at the side, in my mind, right, my hands can be here, but I can feel the palms stretching. In my mind, my palms are doing this. Right? Feeling all of that, even though they're here. So start off with a large movement and then relax until pretty soon, right, you can just focus on, and then just the palm starts, that feeling, and then it gets quieter and quieter. Yeah? But you still feel like the shoulders dropping, you still feel that pull, right? Where the palm is helping to pick up the leg, right? The palm is helping to pick up the leg, the palm is helping to pick up the leg, right? The palm is helping to pick up the leg, the palm is helping to pick up the leg. Right? This gets, you realize you don't need all of this big movement, you just have to get this. But you gotta start with the big movement, because you're still gonna feel that into the whole body. Yeah? It's just gonna become that feeling. So remember this one too, right? You can do it like this, you can do it shoulder blades, you can do it just focusing on the breath work, or you can do it much more subtle, just thinking, breathing, and then finally listening to the hands and just letting the hands react. So there's 1,001 ways to do it. Okay? So whichever one makes sense to you at the time. And you're not sure, then ask. I'll give you an option, a guideline. That's all it is. Okay, press. Practice pressing, heavy, heavy, heavy. And then sink into the hip. And let go of the legs, and then let go. And just the hands, pulling the chi up from the earth. Just the palms, pulling, pulling, pulling. And then gently pressing it back down into the earth. Right. The legs should be just resting. Back of the hands being pulled. And like there's a suction cup pulling your hands up. And then back of the hands being pressed. Bottom of the hand being pushed. Like there's a stick pushing the hand up. And then bottom of the hands being sucked into the earth like a vacuum. Yeah. So get used to all those feelings. Just imagine them. That's the E. And then in between, listen to the change in the legs. If the legs are just resting, right? No intent in the legs. Listen to how they're being pulled. Right? So pull the chi up. Right? The chi around you has to sink into the earth. It's displacement. Push the chi down. You're displacing the earth. Chi has to rise. Right? So you can play this game. Press, and this hand should rise. Press, and this hand should rise. Or pull, and this hand should get sucked down. Pull, and this hand should get sucked down. And then pushed. Push is still compressing, right? But something else is doing it. Push, so this hand should still rise, but a little bit more relaxed. And then vacuum, right? Vacuum. Boom. This hand should still bounce back up. But something else is causing it from there. Okay? And then the feeling in the legs, there should be some subtle changes in the legs, because if the legs are just resting and you're pushing the chi down and you have no blockage in the leg, then the chi is flowing up in the legs and pushing your legs up. So when you push down and you have no intent, you should feel like, oh, the legs got a little lighter. But if you pull the chi up and you displace and the chi is rushing down, right, you should feel your legs sinking a little bit. Okay? So if you don't feel anything, then that's an indicator that too much tension anywhere, right, from the hip all the way down, you're too tense. Right? So it's happening, but just a little too much tension to cut off the sensitivity. But it's happening, right? And eventually you feel it, right, if you're looking for it. Okay. All right, stepping out and stepping back. Right, so press both feet into the earth. Then only one side, sink into the hip joint. Breathe in, let it out, and then begin. Right, as soon as you feel that heel release, you know, oh, you can start. Right? Gently press, and then sink into the hip joint, right? And down, controlling just with the palms and transitioning. And same thing, you can feel there's a point where everything has to let go, like right here, all the joints have to let go, and then you can transition. And right here, everything has to let go, and then you can transition. And right here, everything has to let go, right? So you can transition. Oh, almost everything. Sorry, the bottom leg still has to be connected. Yeah. So you really listen to these joints. Yeah. Listen to these joints. Right? There's just that point where all the joints have to let go, right in this transition, and then all the muscles fire up again. Right? Letting go, and right when it touches down, you have to let go. Everything has to release. Even though you're pressing, the joints have to release, and then you can transition. Yeah. Yeah, there's a point, if you listen, everything has to let go. Even though the muscles are still expanding, and that's the soul. Right? So if you're starting to listen, like, oh, it has to relax while it's expanding, It has to let go before you can transition, right? You're getting little bits of that zone, and you're starting to see. Last one. And come back, hold the ball, right? Press, and then release the legs. Okay, drop one knee and turn, pull the spine the opposite way, pull the fingertips out, look straight ahead, breathing in, and let go of the spine. Pull the spine the other way, turn the knee out, pull the fingertips, breathe in, let go. Ha. Right? So winding up, pulling the fingertips, ha, letting go. Pulling the spine, pulling the fingertips, breathing in, ha, let go. One more time. Ha. Ha. Okay, come back to center, breathe in and out. Okay, hands on the side. So you can experiment, right? Close, you want to do close, do close. You want to do open, do open. You don't want to use your arms, don't use your arms. So you can experiment, right? How does that affect being able to pick up the leg? So I'm gonna start off just lightly close first. Okay? So same thing, press both legs and sink into one side, and the heel releases, the opposite hand, fist comes up, rub against the rib cage. Right? Stimulate one side. Press, push the knee down, and then lift. Right? Guiding it down. Press the other side. Sink into the hip. When the heel releases, right? Rub against the rib cage. Heel, knee, lift. Wind it up. Rub against the rib cage. Press. Switch. And now I'm going to open my palm. Because I want to feel and pump the foot. Lift. I'm going to open my palm. Rub against the rib cage. Pump. Lift. And then I'm going to add the spine. I'm going to pull the spine. Lift. Down. I'm going to pull the spine. Heel, knee, pump, lift. Yeah. And down. Yeah. And let go. Yeah, so have that lift in there. Yeah. Have that lift in there. Somebody sees you doing this in the park. You learn Kung Fu. You practice Wushu. You're like, what? Because that's what they do. You're going to see it, right? You're going to see it. They're going to stand, right? They're going to come up. You're going to see this big sweep, right? They're going to show you movement, yeah? Right? So they're going to come. And they'll be turned. Now you know why they turn. Because if you're straight, you're fighting what this wants to do, and then you're like, you have to be just, right, strongest man in the world kind of feeling, instead of strongest man in the world but relaxed. Yeah, turn. So self-defense, we say, oh, turn so you have reach. But now you realize, turn because you have stability. That's why you can reach. Right? Because you're not falling down. So if you do it properly, oh, the form comes out, right? Yeah. But not because you're doing the form, because, oh, I'm lifting my leg up, right? And then I'm keeping it in line, right? I don't want it here, right? I got to keep it in line, right? Keep it real tight in line, and then it falls back into place. Oh, look, I'm rubbing my rib cage, right? Liver. Oh, I'm rubbing my rib cage. Stomach. Oh, I'm rubbing my intestines. Oh, upset stomach. Right? I'm calming my stomach down. Right? The form comes out. Okay, but remember that cut against the rib cage, right? Coming up, right, and then it's spiraling. Pull the spine, and then flush. So we're flushing, right? We're flushing, right? We're flushing, we're flushing, right? Washing down, right? Opening all this up, so that when you flow the heart energy out, right, you've just cleaned this channel out, right? Right? If I'm healing, I don't want gunk right in here. You don't want me touching you, right? Can you go clean your hands first? So, right? This hand is flushing this out, right? Right? This hand is empty now, and now I can flow that heart energy out. Right? So, energetic purpose. The energetic purpose becomes the mechanics so that you can heal properly. That can be the goal of the movement. Okay. Would be so nice if we could hit everybody and... Oh, yeah, you know why? Because it's coming from the webcam. That's why, sorry. Yeah. I'll move this closer. That might help. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I forgot my second set of microphones. There's all these backup situations, but it's not ideal. Yeah, sorry. So. I'm sorry, what? No, this is hooked up to my phone. Yeah. Yeah, so you won't hear that one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me see. Yeah, so quick review, just looking at that, right? When we do the warm up, that's why my hand is like this, right? Coming down, right? Let it go. So if you're thinking of that cleaning and flushing, right, and you only come here, right? You can be here, but you have to make sure you're letting it go at this height. Yeah. But mechanically, to learn how to do it, right? It encourages more tension. So you think, let it go, right? Sweep it, release it into the ground, right? And that's why I prefer this kind of movement. Yeah, from here. Because Sung is number one, right? Learn how to relax is number one. Learn how to relax the joints. So let it go. So think this hand of flushing, breathing in, right? Let it go. Right? And then it's going to pick up this side, right? It's going to flush this one up and then this one down, and then let it go. So because the hands are going up and down, that means even when you turn here, right? This has to you have to feel that this one has to let go, but it's stretching, expanding, right? It's pulling out through here, but it still has to let go. But this one can really let go, right? Really wash through. This one is flowing out this way, right? This one is flushing, letting go. This one is flowing out energy that way. That's yin yang, right? Complementary but opposite. Okay? If they both flow same direction, they're probably symmetrical, right? Okay? They're probably symmetrical. Yeah? Probably symmetrical. Right? But when one up, one down, well, they're still symmetrical, right? So they're both expanding out. Yeah, they're still symmetrical. Yeah. And actually, now that I think about it, right, they're both flowing out, right? This one is letting go, flowing out here. This one is letting go, flowing out here. But little different purpose. Yeah. Each one a little bit different purpose. So yeah, what I was going to say would be so cool, right? If we could hit everybody and just make everybody laugh and smile. Yeah. But that is some of the healing techniques when you can actually do that to people, loosen up all that gunk in them, energetic, yeah. Yeah, and then just physically loosen, and then as the physical loosens, right, then all that gunky energy can flow out, yeah, and then you're just pounding good chi inside. So like breathing in the good, right, exhale the bad. Same thing. Okay, all right, loosen up the leg. Yeah, just pull the heel up. Yeah, we don't need to do that last one. Yeah, and then shake it out. Yeah. So drawing. So this is like the palm, yeah, like the palm drawing, the bottom of the foot drawing, pulling, yeah, pulling, yeah, letting go. Oh, this side really tight. Yeah. Oh, I went in. We were at Ala Moana. I had to look into Skechers to see like what they have. You know, they have ones that real stiff back here, so you can just push your foot inside. Yeah. Because this is my last pair. I've always tried to have a backup. Yeah, this is my last pair. Oh. And then my feet are wide. So what I discovered is these styles, because it's mesh, I gotta start early and let them stretch out, and then they're really comfortable. But yeah, my feet are so wide when I was born that the story was, my mom said, the doctor said, well, based on the width of his foot, he's going to be tall. My feet still wide, right? It never went like that. It just stayed like that. I'm basically the shortest Lao out there. Yeah. Who's my brother? 5'9", 5'10". Everybody's taller. I was like the short guy. Even my shortest cousin is still taller than me. Yeah, I just gave up. Okay, so first lesson, right? Breath, and use the yawn sound. Right, expand, legs expanding into the earth, top of the head being pulled and stretched, fingertips being pulled and stretched. Flush the body with the energy from the universe. Let it go. Breathe in. Expand. Commencement. Breathe in. Pulling the chi up from the earth. Release. Bring it to your heart. Breathe in. Gently holding it in your palms. Bring it inside of your body. Rub the rib cage. Out and back. Come back to the heart. Open and close. Single whip. Turn to your right. Rise. Open. Transition. Pull the spine, release one sound. Pull the spine, release. Look at the palm or the fingertips. Come back to center. Release the spine, come back to the heart. Lift the sternum. Left side. Pull the spine and pull the hands out. Release. Raise the palms. Drop the left hand. Transition. Pull the spine. Release. Now you count one. Pull the spine. Release. Do one more time. Pull the spine, release. Pull the spine and release. And then come back to center. Pull the spine and release. Right into an open and close. Brushing the knee, right side. Right? Pull the spine, pull the fingertips straight up. Pull the fingertips forward. Release. Flow that energy out of both palms. Keep on turning. Roll the hands to the center like holding a stick, and then release. Left hand rises. Pull the left fingertip up. Pull the spine. Release. Parry right, parry left. Use the shooting palm. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Cover. Release. Pull the spine. Pull, pull, pull. Start grabbing. Release. Pull the spine so the body turns. Release. Rolling back. Right? Let the body turn. Just turn. Lift. Breathe in and start to release. Left side. Brush knee. Pull the spine. Pull the fingertips straight up. Pull the fingertips forward. Release. Lift the sternum. Pull the spine and roll the hands to the center. Release. Right fingertips get pulled up towards height of the shoulders. Release. Pull the spine. Release. Parry left. Parry right. Pull the spine. Right hand's going to cover. Release. Pull the spine and start grabbing. Breathing in. Exhale. Squeeze the fist. Pull the spine. Rise and release. Come back to center. Rolling back. Shoulders down, elbows down. Gather. Compress. Lift. Release. Draw the chi back to your heart. Sternum up. Expand the lower dantian. Left side again. Pull the spine. Breathe in. Pull the fingertips forward. Release. Brush the knee. Pull the spine. And as you release, leisurely tying the coat. Right hand circles up. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Release. Swivel the palms forward. Right in front of the heart. Lift the sternum. Open and close. Okay. So from here, we're not going to repeat. So we're going to do it the so-called correct way. Fist under elbow. We'll see how long I keep doing it like this. Pull the spine and wind the bottom hand right in the center. So the hand stays right in the center. And then when you release, the bottom hand makes a fist, elbow drops. Okay? You start coming back. And if you don't pull the spine, you're not fist under elbow yet. So you have to pull the spine and turn. Then you can have fist under elbow. Right? Breathe in. And as you exhale, squeeze the fist. Right? So it's going to push or being pulled out. And then pull the spine and release. And then release. Right? Repulse monkey. Right? So there's that first flush. Breathe in. Lift the sternum. Pull the spine and repulse monkey. Second one. Third one. Lift the sternum. Leisurely tying the coats. Right here, pull the spine a little bit to wind up. And then as you release, the left hand can circle up. Okay? You just hit about here, so you have to pull the spine some more and release, right? And then pull the spine and then release, and then pull the spine, pull the fingertip out, winding up, release. Swivel, come back to the heart, lift the sternum, and flow right into an open and close. Now we go back to the brush knee. Okay. So we're going to do the right side. So turn, we'll do the brush knee first. Followed by leisurely tying the coat, pull the spine, release. Pull the spine, release. Pull the spine. The palm gets sucked down, release. Pull the spine, the palm gets sucked straight up. And then pull the spine, pull the fingertip, and release. And out. Open and close. And then we're going to do the fist under elbow, left side. Pull the spine. Okay, and as you release, drop the left hand. And then pull the spine and just circle the palm, just twist the palm so it stays in between the knees. And as you release, the palm makes a fist, loose fist first. And then you have to pull the spine to get that fist under elbow. And you slowly start closing the fist as you breathe in. Not tight yet, but close. And as you exhale, squeeze the fist. Then pull the spine and start releasing the fist. And as you release, repulse monkey. And then pull the spine, release, lift the sternum, pull the spine, breathing in and out, lift the sternum, pull the spine, lift the sternum, leisurely tying the coat, pull the spine to wind up, release. Now the hand can whip up. Pull the spine, release, and then pull the spine. The hand gets sucked down, release. Right? Pull the spine, the palm gets sucked up. Tuck the elbow, release. And then pull the spine, pull the fingertip, release. Double palm. Lift the sternum, release. Open and close. Turn the palm, closing, breathing in, lift the sternum. And slowly bring everything back to center. Feel where it lifts your body. But the joints are letting go. Just the lightest in the palms, because we still need the palms to bring the feet back. Yeah, left or right, doesn't matter, but just stretching the palms, just using the palms, press, release, breathe in, breathe in, decide when to lift, hands right at the side, breathe in, pull the heels up, and now you're done. But it's really interesting to do it like that. Is you realize, there's a real strictness here to the form. Right? You want to do it that way. So I was watching yesterday, and there's this karate enthusiast, and he went and trained. But he does a video. It's really, you should watch it. I'll go find it. And he's saying, he does all these comparisons and he trains with everybody. And he's a real nice guy, so they all train with him. Just examples, yeah. And he'll let himself get beat up, but he's learning, right? But it was, what's the difference between Okinawan karate versus Japan karate? Right? Japan karate came from Okinawa, yeah? Which came from China. And they can trace the roots of karate to crane and something style. Yeah? But it's really interesting because he trained, I forgot how long he stayed in Okinawa to train. So I think he had like 5 to 10 points and how it evolved in Japan and why it's like that in Japan. But in the Okinawan one, he said it's still very pure to the original, where the Okinawan, when they learned it, right, the initial intent was self-defense, and that intent has never wavered. Form is not important. Application and purpose is important. So he has one where he's talking about, here's the difference, and he'll say like 2 words, right? And it was, what was it? How, why versus how. So he said the Japanese is how, and they've become really good technicians. But in that, right, there's a subtle dig where he's saying that the Okinawans, the why is really important. Understand why you're doing the moves. But he talked about how it became to Japan. So one of the big differences is Okinawan is small dojos, small groups, individual attention. But Japan, right? Japan conquered Okinawan. They took the karate and they used it kind of like a health program. So it became, got popularized in the universities. I never understood that. So you had tons of university students, right? They're all doing the same thing. So precision form became a big thing, but they never understood the why. So the forms became larger, more pronounced, right? Stricter, technical, but they didn't understand. And combined with that, he said, because the Okinawan was self-defense, it's actually infighting. Where somehow in Japan, and he explained it, but the distance became further. I said, that's why the techniques don't work, or not as effective. So certain techniques, which led to other things, right? But he said, if you go to Okinawa, it's all infighting. And they explain, and there's a lot of one-on-one, right? So the strictness of why you're doing it like that, right? If you understand the why, it just comes out. But if you don't understand the why, you do it like that because that's how we always did it. And you don't have the why, right? You cannot teach the why. You only teach the form. So then you get overly strict on the form. So it was really interesting to listen to the whole thing. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. So if you look at it, right? In the beginner, put your hands here. But if nobody ever teaches you why, then you're always stiff doing it here. You just put it here, just here. But if you understand the why, right? There's leverage, right? If over here, right? You don't have leverage here, right? So leverage here, you get this out of the way, then you can feel everything over here. Right? Then it's the palms controlling everything, right? Because this doesn't get in the way, right? So there's leverage from here. And then when you drop the hands, they just naturally fall over here. Right? And then you go on YouTube, right? You watch how they begin. Yang style and Chen style, it's all, right? They'll come up and you see them, the hands are here. But knowing what we talk about today, they're not stuck here. They're just here, right? Yeah, they're just here, right? And then it opens up from here. So if the elbow comes out, if the shoulder comes out, it takes away from the palm control, right? If you totally relax and everything's just hanging straight down, right? It just rests here. Okay. All right. Loosen everything up. Yeah, I should find that link. It was really interesting. You know, you think like, it's just going to be one of those this versus that. But it was really interesting. And you could tell he favors the Okinawan, but that's his training. Yeah. But he was able to gather this other information, the historical, like, oh, interesting, really interesting. Yeah. So it's a lesson too, yeah, when you compare. It's not black and white. You know, before you start telling people why it's different, hey, you better know what you're talking about. Because then you're just creating feuds and causing trouble. Okay, so number one, breathe, right? And let it go. Okay, rest your hands on your lap. And gently close your eyes. Right? Remember, we meditate to clear the mind. Any distractions, just acknowledge and bring yourself back to the bell meditation. Slowly open your eyes. Yeah, move around, rub your hands. So I'll leave you with this. Okay? The program I promote, right, Tai Chi for Health Institute, was initially done for arthritis fall prevention, and now more and more studies, and treating the arthritis is movement, right? So if you're going to use Tai Chi, that means Tai Chi is promoting movement. Okay? That means in every move, right, you cannot be stiff. You can stop and be still, but you cannot lock. So if the body wants to move, if that energy is moving you like this, just let it go. If the body wants to move this way, you let it go, right? And if you listen, right, sometimes you can feel that wave coming, right? You still have structure and form, so you're building in that sung and that structure and form in it. Yeah? So anytime what I'm saying is, if Tai Chi is so good for arthritis, right, then it makes sense that Tai Chi all has movement, right? Every joint has to be open, loose, and allow movement at any time. Yeah, so you never want to lock down. So even the punches, right? You come in here, breathing in, exhaling, right? Still making that fist. Still making that fist. And then let go. Yeah, and totally let go. Yeah, and that funny. That was in that Okinawa in Japan thing too. So I bring it up because the Okinawan one, you can tell it just screams its roots of Kung Fu, internal Kung Fu, right? But because it was self-defense, yeah, it's a tough training. Yeah. But it was interesting too. He was saying because it was so individualized, he said a lot of schools, right? These family schools, these guys teaching almost died. some of them probably died because not enough students. But because Japan made it large, right, that helped to popularize karate. And even in Okinawa, right, the kids are more aware of it. So it's an interesting balance, right? Again, not one better or worse. You needed that, right, if you wanted to survive. Okay. All right, loosen everything up. Yeah, let's stand to end class. And we end class the way we began. Yeah? If you want to sit, you can still sit. The same thing. Yeah? So relax. Right. So first and last lesson, breath is important. Use the ha sound. So breathing in. Right. First lesson, let go. And then when you let go, then you can gather and bring anything you want into your body, your mind, and use it however you want to flush, to clean, to cultivate. Just one time, breathe in and see, different now, yeah? Right hand, left hand. Okay, how are you going to step? Right? You have to carefully turn, right? Let this go, right? And then you can step. Now you can leave. If you didn't get Ross made banana bread, yeah. Ross made banana bread. Please go get banana bread. Yeah. You know, the next time I see those desk bells, I go grab one. Where did I see? I just saw one.